Hey, happy Wednesday, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. Bambino here. It's been a little bit since I've streamed and had a little bit of time this afternoon and thought we'd put together a tour of the Jersey Shore. Well, we're actually going to fly up to, I guess, lower southern New York, and then we'll head back down into Jersey and out by like the Barnegat Bay and stuff, down the Jersey coast back to Cape May. We've got some FSEconomy passengers to take in the DA-62. A great plane for FSEconomy, in my humble opinion. 6 passengers, pretty quick, and fun to fly. It's a nice moneymaker. Kind of replaces the Baron in a way. Although the Baron uses different fuel, uses the 100LL fuel, where this uses the Jet A. But actually, the Jet A is usually cheap. I think it's usually cheaper, actually, on FSEconomy, so that's probably helpful. But in any event, yeah, so getting a lot of enjoyment out of flying this plane. Also, I've been flying the PC-12 a lot lately since Sim VR Labs has added their modification for VR, which we'll talk about in a bit, which is awesome. But in any event, appreciate you guys joining. Hello to everybody. I lost the chat here. I know there's a bunch of people here, so say hello in the chat if you'd like. And we're going to go over the flight plan here. Let me pull that up. So we're going to be, let's see. All right, so we're going to be going from Cape May up to N72, which is, I always forget the name of it. Is it Warwick, I think? Yeah, Warwick, which is another one of our FBOs. And then we'll head back down to Old Bridge, 3N6. And then what we're going to do is head east a little bit, southeast, past Farmingdale, and right about Point Pleasant. We're going to make a right-hand turn, and we're going to head down the shore here. We're going to just check out the Barnegat Bay. We'll see the Barnegat Light. I want to see if that's actually on the ortho. It'll be kind of cool. And then head down past Tuckerton and all these wonderful shore places into near Ocean City, Ocean City. And then we'll make another right-hand turn into Cape May. So kind of a big round, kind of a D pattern or a B pattern, if you will. Boom, boom. 300 miles. And should take us about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Actually, we're going to be flying at, let's see, what are we going to be flying at? Let's just call it 160. So that's going to take us, and we're going to be flying, we'll fly at 3,000. Low and fairly slow. So we're looking at about a 2-hour flight. So not too bad. And yeah, so here's what we got here. We've got, we have 6 passengers going to Warwick from Cape May. So that's 140 miles up north. And then we're going to stop at 3N6. Actually, at Warwick, we're going to pick up 3 passengers that are going to 3N6 and 1 that's going to Cape May, and then 3N6 will pick up another person, another 2 people, Foo Fighter fans that are going to Cape May. And we'll check these airports along the way just to make sure nothing else has spawned so we can keep the plane full. But all in all, it'll be a $10,000 value for this assignment, and fuel costs are pretty low in this plane, so we should have a pretty profitable flight, even though we don't have all the seats filled. But good news is that we've got under 5 assignments per flight, which means we won't pay any of those nasty booking fees. But in any event, that's the plan. So we've got 65 gallons of fuel, which is plenty to get us up to Warwick, and then we can fill up as we need to going along here. So that's it. We'll go over on the long trip up to Warwick. We'll go over some stuff to have to do with the group and stuff. So we're cold and dark here. So what I want to do though is I'm going to use this new application that I have It's actually a plugin. Let's see if I can pull it up here. It's called Move VR. You get it on the org, and it's a great plugin for bringing in Windows. So I'm going to manage Windows. What you do is you set it up here now. You got to grab the top of it right here. Oh, why doesn't that let me do that? Oh, I know why. You grab the top of that right there so it's manageable. And now we've got, I think this is the one I want here, Twitch Google Chrome. And we'll do medium quality. And that should be the I'm hoping that's going to be our chat. Let's just see. Yep. So now we can grab that, and we'll situate that when we get into the plane. What's really nice is that this stays this stays in its place in space. So as I move around it, it doesn't move. When using the dash windows, as I move forward, it would move forward with me. So that's a nice change here. That might be a little difficult to read. Oh. I could size this window like this. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. I'm going to go to, let me pull that up again. Make it best quality. The key is you got to grab it like that first, and then we're going to go best quality. And then we'll move to VR. Okay, that's a little better. Get rid of that window. Okay. Put that over there for now, and let's get inside the plane. Oh. Oh, guess what? I got to do it again because, oh, I see. So what happens is, though, it stays where you were. So if I go out here, there it is, right? So actually would have to move this in with me. Okay, so let me do it inside the cockpit. That's kind of a pain in the neck. Because if you move outside the plane, you're going to have an issue. So anyway, let me get this up here. Do me a favor, could someone just say hello in the chat just so I know that it's working? I'd appreciate that. I haven't seen anybody in the chat yet. All right, so now that I got it in here, let me go to Move VR. Let's do a test. Oh, look at that. Chat's not working. That's weird. All right, let me, what the hell's going on here? Having some loading issues. It's weird. Having trouble loading some data for this channel. That's what I'm getting here. And I cannot use chat. So Twitch is freaking out on me. That's weird. All right, well, that's not good. For some reason, chat is not working. That is odd for me. Maybe it's working for you guys. Let me check something out. I want to check on my phone. See if it's working. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties here. Hopefully you can hear me. For some reason, I cannot see chat. I might have to just reload Chrome here. typing from my phone. That seems to work. Can someone type in chat, please? I'd appreciate it. Hey, hey, Sapper. Yeah, if I don't know what's going on here. Something's happening with Chrome here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to restart Chrome. It's saying having trouble loading some data for this channel. That's so odd. I don't know, man. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, for some reason, Chrome is not loading Twitch properly. It's really odd. But if I don't have access to Twitch, that's kind of a weird thing here. Hold on, let me just... Like, I'm not seeing anything here. Yeah, I tried that, dude. I tried that, and now I just saw your chat in Twitch, but if I try to type, it's I tried it a couple of times here. I tried to reload. I tried to restart. I'm gonna try to. I can't even. I'm gonna log out. Try logging out. Okay. Quit that. Man, what a pain in the neck. Sorry, guys. Let me just kill that. Log in. You gotta verify the friggin' token. Hold on, guys. Sorry. We'll get through this. I promise we'll get through this. Odd. I'm not sure if all of Twitch is having a problem or just me. In any event, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get on with my trip here, and you guys can, I guess, just talk amongst yourselves while I get the plane started up here, and then hopefully things will straighten out. All right, cool. So let me. All right. In the plane, let's get it started. All right, let's see. So we're going to get the fuel. This is a weird, really weird wrist movement. All right, fuel's on. And let's get the, let's see, let's turn the master on. And we get the fuel pumps on. Oops. Oh, come on. Get the masters on. Come on. And let's start this plane. Push button to start. All right, beautiful. You don't need the fuel pumps. Okay, we want our avionics on. Let that boot up, and then we're going to test our ECU system. All right, let's see. Alternator's on. And we don't need de-ice. Let's see. We want everything. Just make sure we got the fuel pumps. We don't need the heat. It's the summertime. We're not going that high, so we're going to test our ECUs. If you go right in the middle here, you can test both of them at the same time, and you're looking for a rev up, rev down, rev up, rev down, and it'll say fail in between, and at the end it doesn't say fail. You're good. So here we go. See there on the PDF it says, the PFD it says fail. Now it should just come back to idle and go away. All right, it's good. All right, so our ECU is good, which is the system that manages your mixture and your propeller, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff, which is really cool. I'm surprised that Cirrus hasn't come up with something like that. Actually, they still have a mixture. They don't have like prop. I guess they have like electronic prop management. Name it. So let's get our flight plan in here, and it's going to be, let me clear this out. And we'll pull up the flight plan. It's going to be flightplan.fms. Just pull that up, and there we go. We're going to Warwick first. It's just a little jive to the left so that we avoid a mountain that I know is up there. So we're going to go here, activate leg, and that's going to be our first leg. So that's all good. Let's get our flight plan on the inset here. We want it's transponder, altitude, and squawking 1200. And we'll check our radios and stuff before, once I get everything. So let's do, well, I guess we should have done the walk around first, but let's see. Ailerons are good, elevators are good, rudders are good. So that's all good. And I hope they put checklists on the system. That would be really cool if they have it integrated in the MFD. Cool. All right, let's see if Twitch is working. No idea why Twitch isn't working. Yeah, I'm surprised. Those usually go away when you start the plane, and there's no, I don't see the option in the menu to remove them. I'll show you here. So I was looking at that before, and there's no option here to remove them. Oh, here we go. Sorry, my bad. All right, so that's that. They're gone. Seems as if I can see Sapper's chat. Can somebody else type? Someone else type and see if I can see your chat? I can't chat in there. All right, so we're good there. We got our flight plan loaded. We're going up to Warwick. All right, there we go. That's good. So let me pull in the Move VR thing. Windows, type chat. Oh, it's good. Let's go to, where is it? Good question which one it is. This one. Hopefully I picked the right one. My guess is the second one. So we're going to go best quality. Oh, that's not the one. So we want the first one. Best quality. There we go. And there's our chat window. Just keep that right down there. That should be comfortable enough. I got a lot of frames going here. Oh, I know what I should be doing. What's this? Okay. All right, should be good to go. Nothing, nada, zilch. Well, I see your chat. Do me a favor. Anybody that's in the stream, just type something in the chat so I can just make sure that I can see everybody's chat. All right. All right, so let's load up FSEconomy. So I know we got that loaded. We got our people loaded up. And we're ready to roll here, so... Yeah, I see M9's chat. What a pain in the ass. Yeah, I just don't get it. Anyway. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me at least. And we're going to take off here. So let's get this closed. All right. What I need is I need the frequency for Cape May. Set COM1 122.7.
COM1 set to 122.7.
SETCOM 2 118.275.
COM2 set to 118.375.
Nope. COM2 set to 118.275.
Altitude 72,100 feet.
Altitude 3,000.
Altitude 3,000 feet.
SETCOM 2 118.275.
COM2 set to 118.275.
SETCOM 1 122.7.
COM1 already set to 122.7.
All right, so we got COM1, COM2, and we're gonna go. Let's listen to COM2.
Cape May weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992.
All right, we're good to go there. All right, Cape May traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, taxiing. Oh, I don't know the runway. That'd be helpful if I know the friggin' runway. 01. Cape May traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, taxiing to 01 from transient parking, Cape May. And we're off. You know what would be perfect right now is if X-Plane crashed. Oh, guess what? I don't have any of my lights on, so I think we should have the strobe on and position and taxi lights on. I don't need the landing lights, but it'd be helpful if I have some lights on here. The other thing is, I don't think my all right, here we go. You're no longer riding dirty. This is one of those times, like, you know, you say, oh, spur of the moment, let me stream, and then, like, shit goes wrong. But that's all right. As long as we arrive safely, virtually safely, we'll be fine. All right, this is our runway. Cape May traffic, Diamond 328, Delta Alpha. Departing runway 01 to the north at 3,000 feet, Cape May.
Approaching runway 0119.
We're all good.
Entered runway 0119.
Such an easy plane to fly. You just basically test that ECU, go through the checklist, and you're off. Okay, seatbelt is fastened, and we are ready to go. Virtual safety, right. All right, so I've got FSEconomy on. Got my altitude set. Oh, I need to set my vertical speed to 600. And we're going to go to nav. So all I didn't do was hit that autopilot button, and we'll be cruising up to Warwick. Here we go. You got to be careful not to overcook these engines. I like to put it up at about 85. Release those brakes. Flaps to take off.
Approaching runway 28. Entered runway 28. 4,100 feet remaining.
No, we're on runway 01. Cape May traffic, Diamond 328, Delta Alpha is on the go. Runway 01, Cape May. And let's rotate. So I like that window, that Move VR window, just stays where you put it inside the cockpit, which is perfect. Because when you go outside, you don't really need it anymore. All right, let's level this off a little bit here. What could be going that full hard? Gear up, flaps are up. We're gonna get on our GPS track here. Let's hit that autopilot button, and we're gonna cruise up to 3,000. All right, well, at least we're in the air. And I can see your chat, so that's good. Get myself straightened out, my view straightened out here. All right, so we've got 123 miles up to our first GPS, about 140 up to Warwick. Up to Warwick. Cool. Flight out there so you can see it. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you joining me today again. Impromptu or spur of the moment stream here. And I love the frame rates in this DA-62. Just unbelievably smooth. Nice to fly, fun to fly. See everything looking optimal here. Yep. Highly recommend this plane. And I highly recommend the VR Aviation livery. This looks pretty nice. Going for a scenery change there or something. Still get those frame stutters sometimes. I don't know what's going on here. That was weird. Those taxi lights off. I need to buy the 404. Yeah, that might be my next plane, Sapper. That might be my next plane. I might look into that. How many passengers can you put in that thing? Nine. Might be something to look into. Might be something to look into. I tell you, I'm having a lot of fun flying the Cirrus jet. I know it's only 4 passengers, but it's a lot of fun to fly. I think Laminar did a decent job on it. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, touchy, if you will, with the stick, but flies pretty quick. You can get up to like 250, I think. So it's nice for those short hops, you know, 4-passenger type deals. So 230 speed on the 404. Is it single engine, the 404, or dual engine? Oh, you flew a real one. Dual engine. All right, I have to look into it. And the frame rates are pretty good in VR? Yeah, I could probably back this off here once we get to 3,000. I like to back this off to about 72. Fuel flow is about 14 gallons per hour. Seven per engine. Apparently, someone left a comment on my YouTube channel that these engines are actually modified Mercedes engines. I'm not sure which engine, but they're made by Mercedes. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. You run it in HDR, full detail without an issue, everything. Alright, cool. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I mean, I've been happy with the PC-12 and the B1900D since like 11.20 of X-Plane. The performance has been pretty good. I mean, there's some spots where it gets a little clunky, but, you know, it's kind of to be expected, you know. It seems to have kind of fallen into like a habit. Like the PC-12 and the B1900D are like, and the Challenger are like my go-to moneymaker planes. You know, fill the PC-12 with 10 and go back and forth, or use the 1900D to do like a 3-hop where you always have 19 in the plane, or the Challenger for cargo. You know, Challenger, you can put, you know, you can do $20,000 to $25,000 runs, you know, and you know, you can make $100 grand, like, you know, pretty quick with a Challenger. So those seem to be my go-to planes. But this plane and the SR-20 and the Cirrus and the Mooney seem to be the planes like I enjoy flying. I'm just like doing it because I just enjoy it, you know. We have one in 404. Yeah, the BTM, I know that. Oh, we're going to have one in about a week. All right, cool. Awesome. All right, well, maybe I'll think about that as my next plane. We've got a Diamond now on the east and the west coast. That's DA-62. And we got Barons on east and west coast. I think we have two Barons on each in each network. And a bunch of 172. So we're really building our planes up. We're going to go over that in a second here. Actually, this might be a good time to do that. Let me see here. All right, let me just see here. Or oh, you lost it with that crap. You kept the suit. Okay. Okay. Well, that's good. At least you kept the C-130. It's like a what, $6 million plane. All right. So let's go over. Hopefully, you guys are seeing this. Yeah, you're seeing this. All right. Let's go over the finances. So right now we've got 667, almost 800,000 in cash for VR Aviation. Very nice. As far as the monthly numbers, we're approaching 4.4 million, or over 4.4 million in assignment income, 1.4 million in net revenue from assignments, and about 150K from rentals of aircraft. So remember, our aircraft all have rental numbers on them. So when you fly a plane, that rental fee goes right back to the group. But also, if someone from the outside of the group flies the plane, we're making that money. So 150K there. So not bad, not bad. So let's look at operations. So far in the East, we've got 182K from the FBO operations. And that includes repairs and stuff. $70,000 in repairs. So the expenses are, so the net's like what, 16,000. Pretty good. And if you take a look here, we've got 656 flights this month in the East, which is phenomenal. If we go back to banking here, we go to the West, and we've got $112,000 in revenue, or net revenue from FBO operations, which is great. And we've got 447, so 447, I forget what that was the number before. 447, and so we're almost at 1,100 flights. Because it may put us, well, it's going to put us in certainly put us probably number 2 in the standings when those come out early next month. So that's great. So great job flying, guys. Awesome. Let's see, anything else in banking? No, let's take a look at aircraft. So we still have 2 B-1900Ds, one at LaGuardia, one at Cape May. Now, I use this plane at Cape May to basically do milk runs and can make money doing it. So that's one way to do that. We've got 2 Barons in the East, one in the West. King Air 200, considering moving this plane down to Cape May, it's way up in Vancouver, I think it is. So, not Cape May, to KBTM, to Bert Mooney. So I may put out a ferry assignment for someone to do that. It's like 500-something miles. We've got the King Air C90 at BTM, the 407 Chopper at BTM. We have a Challenger at BTM for Megaphone. Zero rental, just keep it within the Pilot Edge Western network. We've got 4 Skyhawks, 3 in the West, 1 in the East. And let's see, 2 Caravans in the East, 210 in the 2 Caravans in the West, 210 in the West, SR-20 in the East. We've got the Vision in the East. We've got 2 Diamonds, 1 in the East, 1 in the West. The DC-3 from Sapper, which is in the West. The C-130 from Sapper, which is in the West. 2 Moonies, 1 East, 1 West. I'm thinking about moving this to Cape May. And we've got 2 PC-12s, 1 in Tampa, 1 in the East. And then we've got the Piper Tri-Pacer, the Arrow, and the Warrior, all on the western side, although the Warrior's on the eastern side. So still a nice hangar of airplanes to fly if you're a member of the group, which is, and again, we're making rental money from people that aren't in the group, which is a great source of income. It allows us to do all the stuff that we're doing. As far as FBOs, let's see, for the West, we recently added a couple S72, S68, KCII, and I think it was 979S and 1U4. So we've added those recently, which fills out that network quite nicely. And then if we look at the east, no addition since my last stream. What we're thinking about doing is consolidating some of these one-lotters, because, I mean, some of them are cool to fly to, but some of them, you know, not really. So we're probably going to get rid of, probably going to sell N47, but the rest of them will probably keep. But I've configured it a little bit differently so we can increase the number of assignments at Wildwood. It is kind of tricky the way that FSE works in the way that it generates assignments, so it takes some thinking and some planning on how you set up the network of FBOs. So anyway, we're getting there. But we have a nice network now. I don't really see adding anything else to this network. I think the next step for us will probably to be another three-lotter in the west and the east, and we're going to need a considerable amount of money to do that. So for now, our FBOs are pretty much set. You gave it to him, and he never claimed it, so it's still sitting there unclaimed. If you look at aircraft, the Mooney, you could see $5 to Ken Oath. So he's never accepted the private sale. So, you know, maybe if you want to just give it to the group, or if you just want to lease it to the group, up to you. It's up to you. That's fine. Let's just leave it that way then. Then he can, if he ever decides to get involved, he can buy it. Other than that, it's you know, it's there for us to use. So I mean, I've used it a couple of times, so it's fine. So anyway, so that fills out the FBOs, and I think that's about it for the update. So let's check out where we are here. We've got a long way to go. Yeah, so it's good the way it is, Sapper. We'll just it's there for anybody to use in the group, and if he decides to claim it, he can claim it. Okay, one thing I wanted to tell you guys about, if you haven't seen it yet, is SimVR Labs. I'm not sure if Joe is a member of VR Aviation, but he started this free company, or free. I should say, he started this project, if you will, where what he's doing is he's going into third-party non-VR planes and working on the configuring them to be VR compliant to some extent. In particular, he's done the Bell 429, the 404 Carenado, the Piper the Just Flight P828, the 208. The PC-12, the Les Saab 340, the Baron and the C-172, just enhanced those, and also the DA-62. I gotta tell you, I've been flying the PC-12 and the 208 with this modification, and it's awesome just to be able to keep the headset on and use all the functionality in the cockpit. It's done a great job. So make sure you check out simvrlabs.com, and I know there's a bunch that he's working on. Pull those up here. He's working on the P-51 Mustang. I asked him to do the B-1900D. I'm not sure if he's going to be doing that, but I hope he does do that. But you can see here the PA-32, the Timber 61. Actually, he's already done that. Did the Titan, and he's doing the IXEG 737. So he's got quite a roadmap that he's going to be working on, which is awesome. So check it out, simvrlabs.com, and you got a PC-12 and you want to make it work with VR, it works beautifully. So make sure you check that out. Let's see, also our website. You can see here, not much has changed here. You got our reports there you can check out. But if you haven't seen our website, you can get all the liveries for all the planes. We've got a 208, DC-12, 172 Aviation, the B-1900B, the Challenger. We've got a Baron 58, a Bell 407, DC-3, and the DA-62. So all these, just go to this page, click on it, and boom, it takes you right to the X-Plane.org download, so you can download that. We also I posted in the Discord today, in my Discord, there is 3D scenery available for KWAY, which is part of our Eastern network, and also KFDK, which is another one of the Eastern airports. So make sure you check that out on the org. I put links in the Discord if you want to check those out. All right, so that's that for that. Give me 1 second here. All right, cool. $75 miles. Is it 20 minutes or 28 minutes? 28 minutes. Check out the scenery. I have ortho all in the east, pretty much from the coast all the way into where Chicago is right down, and I'm actually working on building it out. I've used like, my God, about 4 terabytes so far, 3.5 terabytes so far, like over 500 tiles. You don't have any sound? You guys can't hear me? What the hell? That's weird. You guys cannot. Can you guys hear me? Okay, it's working again. Good. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I mean, look how, you know, it's just amazing to me that I can sit in this plane, I look out the window, and it's moving by so smoothly. Now, I was thinking this morning about when VR first came out for X-Plane and how choppy it was, and how we had to live with judder. And at some points I was almost like throwing up using it. But it's like silky smooth now. It's awesome. Look at that. The ground just moves by silky smooth. Yeah, so we're coming to the end of the month. Another great month. Going to be over 4 million, which is awesome. And, you know, a lot of great flight. Some, you know, actually, we should take a look at that. I'm really impressed with the flights. I mean, you could look at here. You could look at here. You've got Skidmark with 220 flights. This guy brought in $350,000 after fees, which is incredible. IC0Z, another 57 flights, $236,000. Erasmus, 84 flights, $366,000. Amazing. Megaphone, 38 flights, almost 200 grand. Flyboy, 55 flights, 165 grand net profit. Working HD, 25 flights, 76. Nelly, 22 flights, 81K. W. Sanders, 75, 24 flights, almost 74,000. Sapper, 13 flights, 57,000. B2, 18 flights, almost 50 grand. and it goes on and on. So, there you got Crash there, 14 flights, and right now Crash is leading the profit margin contest with 50%, which is awesome. So I know that he was working on doing that, improving his profit margin. I think he went from like 12% to now to 50, which is an amazing jump. But even, thanks to everyone for flying. We've got 36 active pilots this month, which is fantastic. That's just gonna, help us add to the cause. Now this one dude here, Brandon 32 Walker, he's got minus 77. I was watching him the other day, and basically he was flying the Beat 1900D in the Eastern Network without putting any passengers in it. So I'm not sure if he was confused or if he was doing it. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he was confused. I did send him a note, and hopefully that won't happen. It hasn't happened again in a couple of days, so that's kind of an anomaly there. But in any event, everyone else all but made up for it, which is great. Well, M9, you got a lot going on in 7 flights. We appreciate every flight, so thank you. Yes, thank you very much. And also, M9 is working on, he did custom scenery for 33N and KRJD. I think it's KRJD. And he's also now working on scenery for Cape May, KWWD, which is greatly appreciated. And we commissioned him to do that, so it's looking forward to seeing that and having some cool scenery when you land and take off from KWWD. Now, one thing I'll tell you is, want to see something cool, land at 33N with M9's scenery for 33N at night or at dusk, and the lights are on inside the hangar. It's really, really cool. We did a really fantastic job. So, Crash, you're going to put more flights in next month? Awesome. You want to win the profit margin. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. You were bringing it back from France to U.S. So here's the thing about profit margin. There was some chat in Discord about profit margin. Yeah, we want to do profitable flights, obviously, because, the group wants to have money so we can do stuff like buy planes and everything like that, and FBOs and stuff. But, I don't want people to get all wrapped around the axle about profit margin, If you can do it above 20%, 25%, 30%, generally, if you keep a full plane and you manage your fuel, you're going to do that anyway. I mean, I think it's reasonable to do it that way rather than, like I said, get wrapped around the axle about it. I just don't want people thinking about this like it's real life, like you have to make money. That's not what it's all about. Oh, you can use, that's Princess Giuliani? Is that Princess Giuliano, TFFJ? I'll have to check that out because I think I might have disabled that. Because it wasn't, beginning in the beginning phases of VR, it just was also awful. So, but in any event, appreciate all the flights from everyone, which is helping to grow the group. And we're putting that money right back into stuff like FBOs and planes and all that. So the other idea I had, and maybe you guys can give me your thoughts on this, was setting aside a chunk of money, like once we get, like, let's say we can get our cash assets up to $2 million, all right? Setting aside $1 million, okay, for VRA finances. And what VRA finances would do would be a entity of VR Aviation Group that would loan money to VR Aviation members, but at a low discount rate, a discounted interest rate. Oh, St. Bart's. Well, St. Bart's is nice too. I like trying to land a C-172 at St. Bart's from the mountainside. Well, what you're doing, Sapper, is for everybody. I'm talking about only for VR Aviation. So it's basically like a credit union, right? You have to be a member of VR Aviation to be eligible to borrow money from VR Aviation, right? So we would set aside $1 million. And yeah, but I appreciate that. Yes, VR Aviation gets a better discount with you, but the whole idea is if you join the group, you have access. If you want to buy a plane, okay, you can have access to some funds where you can do that, and at like totally reasonable interest rates, but it's only for VRA Aviation members. That's what I'm thinking about doing. And that's when we get to the point where we've got $1 million on the side where we don't, we can do something like that. And the whole idea is, one, it's an incentive for people to join, right? And two, it helps make the group a little bit more money. So if we're charging 3% interest, I don't know, what is the going rate on a loan, right? Is it 5% in FSEconomy? Let's say I think it's 5%. So let's say we would charge 3%, right, to VR Aviation members, right? So that's the thought. It's just a pool of money that's there for VR Aviation members to borrow from. And I was just thinking about that. You do 3% for everyone or just VR Aviation? Oh, okay. So you do 3% for the world and no interest for VR Aviation. Well, then maybe we would do the same thing, I mean, kind of like, because you had said you were going to go for that as an introduction. And again, I just want to, I'm looking at it as an incentive for ways that people to join VRA. But I guess, well, maybe you and I could talk offline about it. It was just a thought that I had anyway. And I haven't really, I haven't thought it completely through, but I guess like if we get into the point where we have like excess cash where we kind of don't know what to do with it, then we could do that. Although I have a feeling we could always figure out what to do with it. But in any event, I think right now the idea is to get planes. Like a 208 in the east, I think we need a 208 in the east. I'm not sure if we need a B-1900 in BTM, because I think the 208's better there. It's 13 passengers, and I think the 208, you got two 208s there. I think that's better anyway. But in any event, I was just thinking about that and thought it might be a way for, because people always ask, why should I join VR Aviation? Why should I join a group? Well, the idea of the group is that you got a bunch of planes that you can rent. We're always making sure those planes are back where they're supposed to be, right? They're not, sometimes when someone flies a barren 500 miles outside of the network, we're bringing it back to make sure that planes are there when you want to fly them. So when you go to KBTM or when you go to Cape May, a plane's going to be there. So that's part of being in the group. The other is, meeting people and friendship. And, being part of the discussion of how you move the group along, Yeah, the B-1900D is not great for supply runs, man. You can't put enough in that plane. I think you're better off with a Challenger for that. Because you have a Challenger there. Challenger, you can carry a lot more stuff. I never used a 1900D for supply. I use the Challenger now. It just, you can carry a lot more. I think it's 5,000 kilograms or even 6,000 kilograms for short runs. You can't do that in a 1900D. This doesn't have the room. Maybe short runs you can use that, but I wouldn't buy one because it's $1 million plane. It's a lot of money for that plane. Yeah. I think if we have a Challenger, I don't know. I was just thinking about the passenger side of it more than supply runs. I was thinking about people, people in the group using it rather than have it for supply. I think if we already have $1 million Challenger in the West, that's our supply plane, But in any event, just a thought. But I think we need a 208 in the east. I think we do need a 208 in the east, and maybe we'll move towards that. The Technam, what is it, 850? I think that's going to be coming out soon, too. So I'm not sure if we want to buy one of those at some point, but we may want to get one of those for the group. But in any event, those are some of the things I've been thinking about. And also, I'm working on a plan for an Alaskan group flight in Alaska on Pilot Edge. So still have that in the back of my mind. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to do it, but hopefully within the next 2 weeks. Russellville, Arkansas, on your way home from California. But now, Bug Eater, are you really in Russellville, Arkansas? Or are you in your plane in VR in Russellville, Arkansas? Are you in IRL Russellville or virtual Russellville? Oh, you're in an RV. Awesome. Yeah, my wife is interested in getting an RV. That's something she's been talking about for a while. It seems kind of cool. But I have my eyes on getting a plane or being part of a plane club at some point. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure. But I think, do you own an RV or do you rent it? Oh, the Sprinters. Yeah, the converted Sprinters. Cool. What kind of RV, Bug Eater? Just curious. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. Set COM 1 123.0.
COM 1 set to 123.0.
But that's Warwick. 35 miles south of Warwick right now. Actually, no, we're more than that. We're about 45 miles south of Warwick. Yeah, I mean, RVing's cool. I mean, I guess you do a lot of traveling in it. Seems like a cool thing to do, to see different places around the country, take your time, you know. Seems like a cool thing to do. Wow, 40 foot, that's a big one. That's a big one, man. So what does it sleep, like 6 people? Like a queen size bed in the back kind of thing? Let's see what, see if I could pull up a picture of Bug Eaters. What it looks like here. Let's see if I can find it. I'm trying to see if you can tell me if I've got the right one here. Let me pull it up here. What the hell is it? Hold on. All right, Is this it here? Is that it right there? If that's it, that thing's a beast, man. Nice. Is that it right there? That's pretty sweet, man. Yeah, so that thing comes out, like that side comes out, so it gives you like extra room and stuff. That's an awesome RV. So if you're going to get an RV, that's the kind of RV you want right there. Pretty cool. All right, let's get back in the cockpit here. Yeah. Yeah. Do a VR aviation livery on it. That'd be kind of cool. All right, let's check out. Yeah, you get a kudos for that, Crash. All right, so we've got let's see, 45 miles from to Warwick. Now Warwick, we're gonna want to it's a kind of low in the valley, so we're gonna want to get to like down to like 2,000, and then kind of, you know, hand fly our way in, kind of thing. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, we were looking at a much smaller one for like 2 people. I think that one there is like, you know, you probably got a queen size bed and like bunks for, you probably sleep 4 in that thing, right? I was thinking about something a little bit smaller. But that day is a long way away from me. Still got a few years of working and stuff before I can do that kind of thing. So M9, I have an aviation question for you. So, when you're flying via... Oh, someone just followed. Okay. Who just subscribed? Was that M9? Thank you, M9. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for your Twitch Prime subscription. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Buggear's full-time retired. Appreciate that subscription, but I was going to ask you a question. So, when you're flying VFR, and like I'm doing here, and you're above pattern level, right? So I'm at 3,000 feet, right? Or maybe I'm at, let's say so I'm above pattern level. Now, are you obligated to listen into CTAF for airports that you're coming near as you're flying? So like if I was going to fly over a non-towered airport, right? Am I obligated to tune into that frequency to listen to traffic in that area as I'm going along? I'm just curious. It would seem to me that it would make sense. Yeah. Okay, not obligated, but highly recommended. So what you basically need to do is when you're planning your route, right, I should be looking at what airports are in my path and dialing in those frequencies as you go along and at least listening in, right? All right, but 3,000 is probably at a level where I should be doing that. If I was at 5,000 or 6,000, I probably don't have to worry about it as much, right? You know, because 3,000 up in the Poconos, you may find you may go over an airplane where you're you know, just above pattern altitude, right? I was curious about that. It makes sense, you know. Yeah, because you know, at least you're in communication. My theory, my thought is that it's logical to be in communication with people that are in the area that you're flying, right? If someone, you know, wants to let you know about something or whatever, you know, at least you know, you're listening to that frequency. So when you do your flight planning, do you do that? Do you like have a note of which, you know, see which frequencies you're going to tune into along the way? So we're about 30 miles south of Warwick. All right, you just look them up as you go. Okay, gotcha. So you basically, I know you don't use ForeFlight. I forget which one you use, but so you just basically keep track of that, or watch out for that as you go, right? Because you're probably always looking for places where you can land in case of an emergency anyway, right? All right, you could put the nearest function. That makes sense. And usually nearest has the usually nearest has the frequency on it too, right? Let's see if this does. Go to nearest. Oh no, this nearest works differently here. Whatever. I get you. All right, let's bring her down to 2,000. Let's see. Always be looking for contingencies. I'm not sure what lake this is. Let's just see. We'll figure that out. Oh, this is Denville. Oh, we're up like Rockaway, Denville, Mountain Lakes area. All right, I know where that is. I used to actually live up there. Hopefully you'll never, yeah. You never know when that big noise makeup, right. Right, exactly. You never know. Yeah, I actually used to live up this area. I used to live in Mount Olive, near Flanders. I used to play Flanders golf course all the time. When I first got married, we had an apartment up in Mount Olive. I don't know if you know that area, but there's this up on the hill. There's this like huge apartment complex, Oakwood Village, I think it's called. That was our first apartment when we got married. Oakwood Village. In Mount Olive, New Jersey. As most of you know, I am from New Jersey. Right in the middle, torn between Philadelphia and New York. Tend to be a New York fan, though. All right, let's see. We got 20 miles. You won't hold that against me, yeah. I know you're a Philly guy. Warwick traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 20 miles south of the airport at 2,000 feet. We'll be entering the pattern on the straight-in approach for landing Warwick. Didn't know the runway, which is... Let's see if we can bring up the diagram. Nope. 03 right. 03 right. It basically has an asphalt and a grass runway right next to each other. So 03. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, so we're at 2,000, which is right where we want to be, and we've got, let's see, 10, 15, like I said, just about 20 miles south. So right here we were doing our pre-flight check, but we're going to assume we're okay because I don't have a checklist. And get a visual on the airport. Once we make our turn at CV, we should be good to go. Little tricky landing. Now this airport we actually used to rent a gates here, and then I contacted the dude who owned it, and he sold it to us. So, and sold it to us with a crap load of supplies and stuff, which was nice. So, and it's nice to have an airport up here in the southern mountains, southern hills of New York State, just above New Jersey. It's kind of cool. All right, here we go. Let's see. When we make our turn, we'll be 15 miles south, so I'll do another call. Landing at 03 right. Get my VR straightened out here. I tell you what, man, the Yankees are playing awesome. I feel sad for Mets fans, though. Hey, Phillies are a great team this year. I went to see them a couple weeks ago play the Pirates, and I was really impressed. Good team. I know Gabe Kappa got off to a rough start as a first-year manager. But, all right, we're 15. Warwick traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 15 miles south of the airport. Straight in approach, runway 03, full stop landing, Warwick. All right. And then we'll make a right at CV. And we should be able to find our way right in. Might hug these mountains a little close here. Sorry, make a little bit of left at CV. A little easier to read there for me. Instead of having to look down all the time, I can look like that. All right, 12 miles south. Throw the landing lights on just for good measure. We'll throw the fuel pumps on because we don't want to lose fuel while we're landing. See, I'm learning. And we'll start to slow this beautiful plane down. Warwick traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, 10 miles south of the airport. At 2,000 feet, we'll be landing runway 03, full stop landing, straight in approach, Warwick. Little close to the mountaintops here, but we'll be fine. And this is really, I've tried landing at this airport from the north, which is really tricky because you have to come over like this major hill to do it. So the southern approach is really the only way, the best way, I should say. You'll see you actually come in over water. It's kind of a cool landing. So if you haven't flown up here, you might want to check it out. You can get flights assignments from, I believe, 3N6 through 33N, and also from Cape May. So make sure you check it out. It's kind of cool. I want to fly the SR-20 up here. It'd be kind of cool to do that. All right, let's see here. 23 knots, 123 I mean. And we've got our turn coming up here. Beautiful lakes of southern New York. I guess that's the Adirondacks, southern Adirondacks in the distance over there to the northwest. Keep it about 130. Our flap speed is 136 for the first notch of flaps. So actually we can start to see the airport right there. So we actually could have flaps on now, but don't need them right now. Okay, Warwick traffic, Diamond 328, Delta Alpha, 5 miles south of the airport at 2000. On final runway 03, full stop, Warwick. All right, let's hand fly that now. I know I can see the airport. I got eyes on the runway. Just because I've flown up here so much, I know exactly it's below that white dot, so I kind of know where it is. Let's get our trim set here. The trim wheel is over here. Indicator's kind of hard to see. It'd be nice to have a trim indicator on the MFD. I think the real plane you probably would, but getting to the point where I can kind of feel where the trim should be. So we're going to throttle back, bring this to 136, then hit that notch of flaps. Coming down, and we are Warwick traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha on final runway 03, full stop, Warwick. Let's get that first notch. Get those gear down. Alright, gas is good, undercarriage is down and locked. Mixture is the ECU, and power is the ECU, and we got our seatbelt buckled. Full notch flaps there. We're going to come in around 88, 89, and then 80 over the water. That's why you got those fuel pumps on. You don't want to lose power. Use fuel, or sorry, lose fuel flow over that water. It'd be pretty difficult. I'm surprised they would actually build a GA runway like this where you have the edge of the runway right on the water. I mean, I realize that, you know, it's probably, maybe it's necessity and it's also clear, but it just seems kind of dangerous to me to have it right on the edge of that runway, like the water like that. You know, no margin for error, right? There's no margin here. All right, we're at 88, coming in nicely, gears down, we're gonna flare that up. Beautiful. Clean up those flaps, put them to takeoff position. This is a grass runway here, so I can go over here. It is odd that they have a grass runway and a asphalt run. I guess for maybe like ultralights or something. Oh, that would be cool to fly that ultralight up here. Alright, we're all set up for takeoff. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
We're going to fly to... We're going to go up a little higher this time. I know, I mean... I guess I should have been a little bit further, but it's a shorter runway, right? Let's go up to 3,500 this time. Alright, let me get... take care of the FSEconomy stuff. Alright, we've got 4 passengers heading back. Actually, I can add another one here, I think, right? Let's see here. Let's see, we've got 4 heading back. Let's show you here what I'm doing. Alright, we're at N72. We got 4 heading back. Oh, let me just look here. So we've got... This guy just popped up here, so I can add him in. There's 5. So we just picked up a passenger, and we've got 51 gallons, which is plenty, but got plenty of fuel here. Might as well top it off. Let's go to 65. And that should be enough to get us all the way home. So we're departing there. I'm going to hit the FSEconomy, and now this should turn to en route, which it does. You can see I'm flying for VR Aviation. Yeah, M9. I'm kind of, used to this airport, so I guess I probably should have landed a little bit deeper, but oh well. All right, so let's see. Let me get my vertical speed set to 700. So I want to get up over those mountains. It wasn't a bad landing, right? It was a pretty good landing. All right, let's see. Flaps to takeoff. Fuel pumps on for takeoff, and we'll turn them off after we get in the air. And we've got our navigation is set. We've got altitude set. We've got everything ready to go, so here we go. Oh. Warwick trap. Oh. I better let everybody know. I guess this is runway. What runway is this? 21. Warwick traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, departing runway 21 to the south. We'll be climbing to 3,500 feet and departing the pattern to the south, Warwick. Oh, chrome over the stream. Thank you. Forgot to. Thank you. There we go. All right, so we got our colon. Let's get the hell out of here. Those Mercedes engines. Looking for 70. And rotate. Pretty close there. Gear up, flaps up. I guess I probably should have had that gear up right over the water. That was the kind of landing that keeps passengers happy, glad they flew. Yeah, I thought it was pretty smooth. I thought everybody was pretty happy. Want to keep it nice and smooth. I'm glad we picked up an extra passenger. Maybe we could pick up an extra one down at Old Bridge too, which is where we're heading now. Get over that mountain or this hill here, and I can turn on the autopilot. I like to hand fly it just to make sure we get out of any dangerous situations here. Everything looks pretty optimal, or nominal, I should say. Keep that autopilot on. What I love is you can hear, you guys probably can't hear it unless you have headphones on or whatever, but you can hear the trim, the electric motors in the trim working, which is cool. I'm not sure I've ever heard that on any other plane, an X-plane, before. All right, let's see what airports we have in our path. Got to go over. Okay, great, man. Buggy, take care and enjoy your RV. Hope you have some safe trips there. All right, we're going to come to Y43 Hilltop, which is private. I'm not going to worry about private airports. Lincoln Park. Setcom 1 122.8.
Com 1 set to 122.8.
We're monitoring Lincoln Park. We're gonna go past that, and then we're gonna go through this. Ooh, Class C. Shouldn't do that, but at Essex County. And we're gonna go through Newark. Oh well. Shouldn't do that. But let me just let's see, switch here. Sitcom 1 123.075.
Com 1 set to 123.075.
Right, that's Old Bridge. Now we're listening to Lincoln Park. It's the name of the band, isn't it? Let's see, is there ATIS there? No ATIS. Sitcom 2 135.5.
Com 2 set to 135.5.
We can listen to Essex Park ATIS.
Essex County Information Uniform. 1700 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runway 04, departing runway 04. Advise on initial contact, you have uniform.
Okay, that was Essex. So we're rounding out here to 3,500, so I'm going to bring her down to 72. Actually, we're running at 75. Gives a few extra knots. We're 3,500 feet, so we're well above any pattern altitude. And let's see, we're going to be landing at Old Bridge. We're going to be landing 2-4. The thing about Old Bridge is you got to be careful here, because if you land at 2-4 and stopped right at the northeast end of 2-4, that's actually a different airport in X-Plane 11. It's a water airport. It's a water landing airport. You have to move to the middle of the runway to actually be at 3 and 6, which is weird. So what runway did I say? 2-4? 2-4. Pretty quick flight here. The fun part's going to be the flight down by the shore, which would be kind of cool. Flying all down the coast of New Jersey. Now we're going to want to bring this down to 1200 for our landing at Old Bridge. And let me just see if we can pick up any additional passengers there. Right now we don't have, but we're going to have 2, 3, 4. We're going to have a full plane. All right, good. We'll have 4 going to KWD, and we're going to have 2 going to 33N, which will just drop off at KWD, which I'll bring at some other point. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've never done that in X-Plane. I've never gone down the Jersey coast. It's funny, you know, growing up in New Jersey, I grew up down by the Jersey Shore, and I remember as a kid going to the beach and almost, you know, in the summertime a lot, like, you know, every couple times a week. And always watching those airplanes flying by the beach, checking out the beachgoers. A lot of them were dragging signs. You know, that was the big thing, dragging the signs to tell you where to go that night for drinks and stuff. So, yeah, I always imagined being in one of those planes, you know, when I was a kid. You know, it's kind of cool. Jersey Shore. New Jersey is a nice place, despite what some people may tell you. Yes, it's got its urban areas, and, you know, a lot of people fly into Newark Airport and say, oh, this is New Jersey. Well, if you go out west, really nice. By the Delaware River, places like Frenchtown and Hopewell and Pennington and Ewing, and up in the north, you know, was it Milford and High Point up in the northwest areas. There's some really beautiful areas of New Jersey. Now the southern areas of New Jersey tend to be pretty flat, like almost like Florida-like flat, you know, especially from the air. So you don't get a lot of geographical differentiation, but you know, it's got a lot of pluses. Although the taxes are ridiculously high, and it's very expensive to live here. So I will say that. But all in all, I've enjoyed my life living in New Jersey. Although I don't think it's going to be the place I'm going to retire to. Realize restricted airspace that blocks my path from PNE without... Oh, really? Wow. Let's take a look at that. So you're going from PNE, which is near Philadelphia Airport, right? So here's Philadelphia Airport. PNE's right there. If you guys are looking at ForeFlight in the upper left-hand corner. Actually, this might be easier to take a look at it on Sky Vector. Let me pull that up. It's like bigger. All right, so Sky Vector. If we look at Sky Vector here, PNE. There's Philly. There's Trenton. There's PNE right there. Where's the restricted? Is it McGuire? Probably McGuire. Right here. Roughly PNE to... Okay. Well, let's see. So you can't go PNE. Here's PNE. And BLM is in Tinton Falls, right? Or BLM's right here. Yeah, Belmar. We're actually going to go over BLM. So PNE... Oh, is this all restricted here? Oh, McGuire. McGuire. Yeah, I see. Well, you can't go like, let's see. So you can't go like, oh, you can't go northwest up to like, Trenton's, Robbinsville, and then around this way, like south. You can't do like a banana thing here, 'cause so I guess the restricted airspace is McGuire Air Force Base, right, which is right here, and Lakehurst, right? Those are at Fort Dix area, right? The blue hash area. So the blue hash area is all Air Force, right? So like this here, right? You can't go here, but oh, I see. So if you want to go here, you'd have to go north of here, I see, and you'd have to go through Robbinsville and like around that way. Yeah, that's kind of a pain in the neck. So this whole, I see, going through this hash area is a pain in the neck, I guess. Interesting. Luckily, I'm going around it here, although I'm going right through Newark. Boy, Newark has a lot of control. I mean, you're all the way out to here in Newark. Airspace is out to here. Wow, I guess I never realized that. So, yeah. Well, there's a lot of restricted airspace in the Northeast, as you know. I mean, you're a pilot, you know, right? There's a lot of restricted airspace. But I guess you can needle your way up, you know. Oh, I see. All right, it's a pain in the neck. So you'd have to go south this way to avoid all the BS. Yeah, and then you'd have to probably go up here and then turn around and come back the other way, kind of thing. I see what you're saying. You want to have like a non-interrupted flight. I get you. Interesting. Well, thanks for that insight, M9. M9 being a real-world pilot, flies SR-20, Piper Warrior. What else do you fly, M9? You just put up a video flying a Piper. I can't remember. All right, we got almost 26 miles to the airport here. So let's get down here. Set altitude 2,000?
Altitude 2,000 feet.
Come down to 2,000 feet. Now we're in Newark airspace, so we would actually have to get permission to do that, but I'm not going to do that here. Direct line between them, yeah. I want to try to buy BLM. I think BLM would be cool to have in our. I know the person who owns it. It would be kind of cool to have in our network, BLM. SR 2022, Piper Archer in Dakota, right? And 172s, awesome. All right, let's switch over to it's at 2.4, right? Runway 2.4. Now, Old Bridge is right next to Raceway Park, which is in Englishtown, New Jersey. Drag strip in a famous drag strip in Englishtown. Been there a few times. They have the Englishtown auction on the weekends, which is basically a big flea market. They used to call it the auction. I'm not sure if they still call it that. They probably call it the flea market now. But it's pretty cool to go to. All right, Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, 20 miles north of the airport. We'll be landing straight into approach runway 24, full stop landing, Old Bridge. That's probably Linden right there, if I am correct. Yep, LDJ, that's Linden Airport. A lot of oil refineries in the Linden area. Exxon, Sunoco, all the big, you can see all those oil tanks, that's all gasoline and oil. I tell you, I'm digging this Move VR plugin. It's awesome. Much easier than dealing with Dash. You just bring the window right in, boom. Now, it's not as clear as Dash is. I will tell you that. It's not as easy to read, but it's good enough. And I've actually used it with having floor flight right here in my lap. And right here, I should say, right above the stick. And it's worked perfectly, so pretty cool. Yeah, so I guess in New Jersey, man, it must be a pain in the ass if you've got a private plane at Linden. Oh. Because you're dealing with Newark traffic all the time. It's a crowded airspace, that's for sure. Are leveling off at 2,000. Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, 15 miles north of the airport. At 2,000 feet, we'll be landing runway 24, straight into approach, full stop landing, Old Bridge. More oil tanks. The bane of the Northeast, or I should say New Jersey. Stay below 1,200, yeah. Set altitude 1,200.
Altitude 1,200 feet.
That's the next level we'll go to. Might as well go to that now. I guess it's like anything else. Like when I used to own boats, and you know, you get your confidence up as a captain as you go on more and more trips, and then you know your navigation skills. And I had a smaller boat, like 27-foot, small in comparison to other boats that I go out front in the ocean. So, you know, before the first time I went out in the ocean, you know, I was really kind of apprehensive about it. Until I got my confidence, you know, in knowing what to do and all that. So, kind of the same thing, a little bit more complicated with an airplane. I guess, you know, being a pilot, you have a lot more to think about than when you're operating a boat. But, you know, having the confidence in your ability to navigate and aviate will, you know, give you the confidence to fly in those crowded airspaces, I guess, you know. Sam C23, how you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it. We're just coming into Old Bridge Airport. Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 10 miles north of the airport We'll be landing straight in approach runway 24, full stop landing, Old Bridge. Good. Thanks for joining us, Sam. Are you into X-Plane 11 and virtual reality? I'm going to start slowing up here for this Minx turn. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. Put those out there to hopefully help people, you know. It's all about proficiency, yep. Yeah, M9, you should try Pilot Edge, man. It's awesome. Certainly you would, you know, get a lot out of it. You know, I get a lot out of it, and I'm a fake pilot. Just getting into VR, awesome. That's great, Sam. Well, if you've flown in VR, you know it's pretty damn awesome. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't really have. I'm using the debug tool. The mirror on. I'm sorry. I'm using the Oculus mirror tool. So maybe is that what you're using, or are you using just the X-Plane window? I'm gonna have to focus on the landing here. So, Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 5 miles north of the airport. We'll be landing runway 24 straight in approach. Full stop landing, Old Bridge. Yeah, so look in your Oculus folders for an application called Oculus Mirror, and that'll give you a better field of view. But make sure you minimize the X-Plane window, because that eats up lots of frames. That might help you out there. All right, so let's get visual on our runway, which I know where it is. It's right there. I'm going to hand fly this. We're at 120 knots, so let me focus on this. Let me get that first notch of flaps. Trim is set. Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Tango Delta on final straight in approach runway 24. Full stop landing, Old Bridge. All right, second notch of flaps and gear coming down. Gas is good. Undercarriage is locked 3 green. The mixture is good, handled by the ETU. Propeller is handled by the ETU, ECU, I should say, and seatbelts are fastened. Runway in sight. Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha on short, final runway 25, full stop, Old Bridge.
500.
Oh, how do you do the zoom? You hit the, well, let me tell you after I land. Because I'm looking at the little nose thing here in the Oculus, and I want to land this plane safely, so. All right, we got full flaps. We got good on the gas. And we are coming in at 87 knots. That tree. I mean, come on, cut down your trees, guys. I mean, can't X-Plane Laminar put a algorithm in there to like avoid trees within a certain distance from the runway? I mean, come on. Throttle down, flare it up, drift it down. Nice landing. All right, we're gonna go to the end of the runway here. Or we'll actually taxi off here. Let me clear this. Flaps to take off. We had our fuel pumps on the whole time. I guess it's not harmful. But I don't think it's needed. Old Bridge traffic. Diamond 328 Delta Alpha is clearly active. Old Bridge. Alright. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
Let's see. Ambia, how do you do that zoom thing? Okay. On the Oculus controller, right? The A button. Zoom. I haven't mapped it to any other keys. Just hit the A button on the Oculus. That's what works for me. I want to check out the capture thread on Bambino's Discord. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, OBS. Well, what are you using, Sam C? What VR device are you using? All right, let me end this and get up in the air so we can go on our trip down the Jersey Shore. I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna finish that flight. Let's just see here. So far, let's check out our log. So far, we made 2 nights, $3 grand, about $5 grand. Net $5 grand, and we actually, you know, we get the biggest chunk of it, 45%, and the rest going to VR Aviation. But we have a big distance bonus that we're going to collect when we get back to. We're getting it back here as we go south. We're going to collect that distance bonus. So, all right. So here we've got our last flight from 3N6 to KWWD, and nothing else to pull on there. So I'm going to hit start flight, and we should be en route, which we are. Get rid of Chrome so you guys can see. All right, let's taxi. Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, taxiing to runway 24, Old Bridge. A little different perspective. Yeah, look at those wings. Some big ass wings on that plane. All right, so we're going to fly at, let's go to 2,000. Set altitude 2,000.
Altitude 2,000 feet.
And we're going to do our vertical speed at 700 feet per minute. Close this. You got to make sure you close that X-Plane 11, not close, minimize the X-Plane 11 window because it chews up frames. And as soon as you do that, everything smooths right out. So you got to make sure that you close that. Now, if you're not streaming, you probably don't have to worry about it as much.
24.
Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha, departing runway 24 to the west, or sorry, to the south. Old Bridge. I guess it's southwest. No, I guess, yeah, it's southwest. Sorry, Old traffic, Diamond 328 Tango Delta, departing runway 24 to the west, Old Bridge. All right. Yeah, you can use the mouse cursor. You can turn on the VR mouse in X-Plane and use the mouse as well as a touch controller. All right, flaps are at takeoff. We got our fuel pumps on. We'll remember to turn them off this time, and we're gonna. Here we go. This thing sits up pretty high on the ground there. The wheels are really set up a lot higher than a lot of planes. And rotate. Gear up. Flaps up. Old Bridge traffic, Diamond 328 Tango Delta departing the pattern to the south at 2,000 feet. Last call, Old Bridge. All right, let's get that autopilot on. Let's get those fuel pumps off. Although, might be a good idea to keep them on while we're flying over the coast. So let's just leave them on. We got plenty of gas. All right, 11 miles. Let's see. Guys, let me just pull this up here. So we got about 20 miles till we get to the coast. I'm sure people have tried Leap Motion. I haven't tried it. I don't have the Leap Motion device. The thing about Leap Motion is you don't get haptic feedback, and I like to have the haptic feedback, and I'm so used to using this that I don't find it cumbersome at all to use this. So, I mean, yeah, it would be cool to just use your hands, but, you know, I think with flying an X-plane, I think Leap Motion might be a complication. I'm not sure. All right, so we're leveling off here at 2,000. I'm going to throttle this back. We're going to run it 75%. Yeah, that'd be great, Sam. Hey, Sam, if you're on Facebook, check out VR Aviators group. Let me show you that. I'm not sure if you're in that group or not, but if you go to Facebook and just type in VR Aviators, we have a Facebook group of everyone who flies. You know, we have 900 people here, people who fly in VR. So it's a cool place for to talk about stuff. So if you find that Leap Motion is working, I'm sure people here would love to know that. So make sure you check that out. Right? All right, I can see the coast. It's going to be a little bit of time before we get there. 154 knots. Ground speed is 158. Cool, Sam. Would love to see how it works. I know it's not that expensive. It's like $80, something like that for it. Not too bad. So we're just about to go over BLM, which is an airport I want to get. Oh, it doesn't work in native VR. Okay, well. I guess the application has to have knowledge of it, so that makes... Yeah, I guess the application has to have knowledge of it. Alright, so if you got flying side, it'll work. Yeah, I know it works with flying side, I remember that. Golf course down there. Lots of baseball fields. There's BLM. We'll pass right over BLM. That's an airport I think I want to get. It's a nice jaunt from Wildwood. It's a nice jaunt from Wildwood, and it's a nice, it's a nice airport. I mean, you can land a jet there, private jet, biz jet. But does not have scenery. At least an X-plane, so maybe there's something on the org for it. What's nice about it, it's near the beach. It's near Belmar Farmingdale area, so... it's in Farmingdale, actually. All right, here we go, making our turn. I believe in front of us is the Matitakunk River. I'm going to check that out in a second. Doesn't say Manasquan. I'm pretty sure that's Matitakunk. I used to have a boat on the Matitakunk, which is in Brick Township. Who's hosting? Someone just toasted. Hold on, I missed it. C-Sam, thanks for the host. I appreciate that. Or Sam C, I should say. I said C-Sam. Sam C. Thank you for the host, dude. Appreciate that. Is that the Matitakunk? No, that might be Shark River. Yeah, that's Shark River. And then there's the canal, and just beyond that is the Matitakunk. I know this area pretty well. So that's Shark River. Because right there, I'm looking at, that's Shark River Inlet, pretty sure. And then, if I'm going to zoom in here, that's a canal that goes between Shark River and just south of Point Pleasant. So we should be heading towards Point Pleasant right now, which we are. So there's Shark River. And there's that canal. I've been through that canal with my boat. What's wild is when the tide is coming in, the water pushes you south through that canal, like super fast. Like actually it's so bad sometimes that you have to actually keep your boat in reverse as you go down the canal. Yeah, there's Shark River, some boats down there. Pretty cool. Shark River Inlet's one of the easiest inlets to use to go out to the ocean. Now right there, that's the Matitakunk right there. So my boat used to be way up the edge of the Matitakunk, and we used to come down, get the laser pointer here. Right there, and boat used to be up there, and we used to come down all the way down the Matitakunk and out into, that's the Barnegat Bay out there. M9, thanks for the host. All right, we're going to make a turn here pretty soon, and we're going to go right down the shore. There you go. Beautiful. All right, so right there, that's the Manasquan Bridge right there. Actually, I think we should get a little lower here. Yeah, getting lots of hosts today, man. Appreciate that. All right. Look at that. Let's go outside the plane. Been through that bridge many times. So there's the Matitakon. And now this opens up into the Barnegat Bay. We're right there. That's all the Barnegat Bay. We're taking a long way home today. Up the Jersey coast, down the Jersey coast. Trees on the beach. Nice. Yeah, that's the Toms River Bridge, I think. So that's a really long bridge right there. Goes across the Barnegat. And then it opens up and goes down to LBI. So what you would do is you have to cross this bridge down the southern part, or western part of it, and then you would just basically fly out. But that down there is Forked River. Giving you a tour of the Jersey Shore here. This is like we should be by Seaside Heights now, I think. Yep, Seaside Heights. This is cool. Now we'll cut across here into the major part of the Barnegat Bay and LBI, Long Beach Island, LBI State Park. Actually, we'll probably get into that pretty soon here. So Barnegat's Light is going to be coming up here. Interesting to see it. It'll be on our left once we cross over. It's right down there. Interested to see if it comes up on ortho. Now you think about air travel, especially general aviation, and you know, the major attraction I'm sure is you can get someplace fast, right? So if you wanted to go from, let's say, North Philadelphia to Atlantic City, or let's just say, you know, Cape May to Atlantic City, you can get there in 10 minutes, right? Where it would take you probably, or that's a bad example, where it would take you 2 hours to drive somewhere, you can get there in 15, 20 minutes, you know. That's the attraction. But the other attraction, I think, is being able to see everything from the air, right? It's just amazing, you know. Even in X-Plane and VR, like, you get the sense that it's so real, you know. It's not like the two-dimensional flight sims that we're used to, you know. And I remember talking about this when I first started doing YouTube videos and streaming VR, that it was so exciting to feel like you're actually in the air in a plane overlooking areas that are familiar to you, you know. Yeah, I have to set up that auto host too. I'll set you guys up as well. Right, that's Barnegat Inlet, and the Barnegat Light, which would be really cool if there was a structure there, but there's not. But I've been out I've been in and out of that inlet before. That's a tricky inlet to go out into the ocean in because of the tides and the sandbar shifting and stuff. You have to be really careful, especially with larger boats. Yeah, Squirrel doesn't need us hosting him. He's got huge amount of people watching him. It's the closest you're gonna get to real flying, that's for sure. So Barnegat Light is down there somewhere. Let me just see if I can zoom in here. Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's in 3D. Nice. It's right there. That's pretty cool. So it must be there because I put that, or maybe they just have it in X-Plane, but I'm glad that's there. That's cool. Right there. Awesome. Barnegat Light. Cool. Import your streaming into, like, that's Inception. That's streaming Inception. Streaming Inception. All right, so we're past Barnegat. Now we're heading down towards Brigantine, Atlantic City, Beach Haven, or LBI, Long Beach Island. So actually, this is all Long Beach Island right here. Beach Haven, Ship Bottom, all those areas, LBI. That's the bridge to LBI is down there. I know people think this plane's ugly. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Maybe it's gotten cooler to me because I love flying it. That might be it. Yeah, so this is LBI, and that's the one bridge that you take to get to LBI. Long Beach Island. Check out LBI down there. Spent a few summer weekends down there, weeks down there. Gets a little crowded. Right about now, it's pretty crowded after Memorial Day. Really kicking around July time. It's just cranking. Great beaches. Nice place to be. Long Beach Island. Nice boardwalk. Oh, I wonder if the boardwalk is present. I don't see the boardwalk. Hey Sam, thanks for checking out and thanks for following me. I appreciate that, and look forward to seeing your experiment with leap motion. Let us know. Isn't that cool? 160 knots, 1,400 feet in the air. Now, I wonder what inlet that is. Let's see. We got Brigantine. We're getting close to Atlantic City. This is all the intercoastal. Like the intercoastal waterway goes from, I guess, Boston. Some point you're out front in the ocean, but the intercoastal was designed to go from, I think, Boston all the way down to Florida. And this is part of the intercoastal right here. The right side here, this Barnegat Bay area. That's Brigantine Inlet up there. And then we'll go past Atlantic City, and then we'll pretty soon start making our right-hand turn to get over to Cape May. Let's get our Cape May traffic, our information program. Then we're going to be landing runway 28. Setcom 1 122.7.
Com 1 set to 122.7.
Setcom 2 118.275.
Com 2 set to 118.275.
Alright, so now we're good on that. See if we can pick up the ATIS.
Cape May weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992.
Alright, that's Cape May, that's our home. Alright, we're all set here. So there's Brigantine Inlet. You know, I could bring ForeFlight in here too, which I think, let me see if I can do that, because I want to see if I can, hope I don't overdo. Let's see if I can bring ForeFlight in here. Air server. Best quality, move to VR. Oh, there it is. Nice. So we could put that right there. And now I can move this here. And I can zoom in and see shit, which is awesome. And like I said, the graphic detail isn't as good as Dash, but it's still there. It's still cool. Alright, so there's Barnegat, and I can see Atlantic City in the distance there. Let me just zoom in there. Boom. Starting to see those Atlantic City cities. The gen's starting to pop up, auto gen. You'll be able to see it off the coast here. The swamplands of Jersey, actually marshlands right up there. It's all brackish water. Good crabbing in there. For the blue crabs, New Jersey. Atlantic City Inlet into Farley Marina, I think it is, down there. See, we zoom in here, we could read it a little bit better. So they were coming by. Oops. There's Atlantic City. Right there. Gonna head out in the water here a little bit. We're going to cut through KACY airspace here, but it's not real life, so oh well. Yeah, that's a nice inlet there. It's real protected. Much easier to get in and out than some of the other ones, especially like Barnegat. Barnegat's kind of treacherous. Here's our turn. We'll get a nice view of Atlantic City. All right, we got 35 miles to the airport. All those casinos down there waiting to take your money. There's only 2 games you should ever play in a casino: blackjack and poker. Every other game in the casino is designed to steal your money. Blackjack can be beatable with mathematics, and poker, same thing. You know the probabilities, and you know how to read people, and you know the mathematics of the game. You can make money playing poker. But everything else, craps, roulette, certainly slot machines, baccarat, on and on and on. Especially those other table games like Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker and Pai Gow poker, all that stuff. Forget it, man. It's all a complete ripoff. Poker and blackjack. If you want to make money in a casino, you got to learn how to play blackjack or learn how to play poker, and both of them take time. In a previous life or younger life, I used to be a card counter at Atlantic City, so that's why I can tell you I read many books on card counting and basic strategy of blackjack, and you can make money playing blackjack, counting cards. There's Atlantic City. Let's get outside the plane here. There's Taj Mahal, it looks like, right there. See if I can zoom in on that. Yeah, they try to make them look like casinos. You gotta remember, I have objects on medium, so I'm not gonna have a lot of buildings. Alright, that might be Cape May Inlet? Ocean City. Ocean City, that's another fun place to go to. Ocean City, nice boardwalk in Ocean City. Ocean City, Maryland's nice too. Actually, I think I like Ocean City, Maryland a little nicer, but that's beside the point. All right, we're gonna when we make our turn, we are going to be let's just figure this out here. So Morsel is 22. I don't know, man. I'm not seeing any stuttering, and I got a lot of windows open. X-Plane is performing really, really well. Although it tends to perform much better in areas where you've got a lot of water, because there's a lot less scenery, but this is really spectacular. All right, we got 23 miles from the airport right now. Said runway 24, right? Or 2, is it 24? 28, thank you. Okay, 28, we have our radio set. Now there is a canal that actually goes from, I think, this inlet or maybe the next one.
Destination AWAS is 118.275.
Gotcha, thank you. Cape May traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 20 miles north of the airport. We'll be landing runway 28 full stop, straight in approach, runway full stop, Cape May. All right. Let's get her down to 1200. We could leave it at 15. Nope, we're gonna go to 12. Just go down slow. Making our way inland now. And you could actually see the other side of New Jersey from here. You could see the Delaware Bay, which is kind of cool. Cape May traffic, Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 15 miles north of the airport. Be landing straight in approach runway 28. We're at 1,200 feet. Full stop landing, Cape May. I should probably say red diamond, right? Because we're a red plane. Pretty noticeably red plane. Distinguishing marks, so probably should say that. Down there, not this inlet, but the one further south, that's the one that cuts across the tip of New Jersey with like a canal. So you can avoid going around the horn of New Jersey, if you will. All right, getting close to the end of our flight here. Cape May traffic diamond, red diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 10 miles northeast of the airport. We're at 1,200 feet and be landing straight in approach runway 28 full stop, Cape May. Pardon me. We're, let's see, 9 miles. Cape May traffic, Diamond 328, red Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 10 miles northeast of the airport, landing runway 28, full stop, Cape May. Yeah, you can actually snake your way through here. There's a canal that goes all the way through. If you're flying high enough, you can see it. That goes down south and then all the way through, cuts across the Cape. They don't call it, I don't think they call, oh, Cape May. I'm sorry, yeah, they call it Cape May. What am I thinking? All right, we're getting close here. Cape May traffic diamond, red Diamond 328 Delta Alpha. We are 5 miles northeast of the airport. We'll be landing runway 28 full stop, Cape May. I think that's the airport right there. We'll be making a turn here in a bit and then straight in approach. We'll just announce short final. That'll be good to go. Cape May traffic, red Diamond 328 Delta Alpha on 3 mile short final runway 28 full stop, Cape May. Here we go. Now let's start to throttle this back, which I probably should have done before. Put a hand fly it now. Figure down to 36. Hoping I don't have to go around. I'm gonna get those flaps now. Gear down now. We'll start slowing things down. 119, we can go a second notch. All right. All right. Gas is good. Undercarriage is locked and loaded.
500.
Mixture is controlled by the ECU as well as the prop, and seat belt is fastened. Our oil temperature is low. It's weird. $85 knots. Well, there's nothing we can do about it now. It's okay now. Flare it up, throttle down. Beautiful. Let me get the next exit here. Next ramp. Clean up the flaps. Cross the threshold. Cape May traffic. Diamond 328 Delta Alpha is clear the runway. Taxiing to transient parking. Cape May. Last call. All right. Beautiful. Well, it was a fun trip. Kind of went around the horn there, but got the job done. Park next to this, looks like a, I don't know what the hell it is. All right, here we go. Set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
All right, let's get rid of, turn off the, oh, let's turn off, go over the FSEconomy flight a second here. All right, let's get this plane turned off. Let's get rid of our ForeFlight. And we'll throttle down, which we did. And we just go, that's off. Fuel pumps off. Come on. Fuel pumps off. Let's see, avionics off. Masters off. Let's get their alternator off. Masters off. Come on. And electronics off. Plane's good to go. All right, let's see how we did here. Okie dokie, guys. Let's see. All right, let's take a look at the log here. So we got our. So we made. Let's see. Oops. Aviation. All right. So about. What, 7 grand, 8 grand total earnings, which is good. And that's net earnings. And for the group, we made, let's see, 16, 11, so 28, and another 8. So about a little over, about almost 4 grand. So that's not bad. It's a good day for the group. And, you know, every dollar helps, right? Listen, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching today. I appreciate that. I'm going to just see if there's someone I can. I'm going to host Marcus because Marcus is a good guy. Let's get Marcus here, and we're gonna host Marcus. Marcus is a Pilot Edge pilot, and you guys can check out Marcus. Well, Crash, I appreciate you guys watching M9. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for watching, guys. And this will be on YouTube probably in a day or so. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great evening.